What's up, gentlemen? I'm committing right now 21 days of content, 21 days straight of putting the message out there. And I'm speaking to men because in the past, I just spewed the message out, but I really feel like I have a specific message for men. Love working with women. I'm not trying to hate on women. It's just right now in my life, the message God's given me is for men. And as I've worked with clients in the past, I'm not able to fully share kind of what's in my heart because it is a little bit uncomfortable. And so what I wanted to work on was getting out of that comfort zone consistently. And so by committing to you guys 21 days in a row, I'm going to be up here whether I'm high or I'm low, and you're going to get what you get. And that's part of kind of the message in and of itself, is just showing up. But what I want to talk about today is actually the highs and the lows, right? The manic, if you will. And I want you to consider a possibility that our society has made that wrong, but that in fact, to truly fully live and experience, that consider that that's maybe the way it should be. And I want you to think about why we avoid it, and I want to think about what the cost is of avoiding those highs and those lows. And I'll just tell you a little bit of a story. I mean, this week for me has been freaking crazy. Like, I've been on this journey. I went to Arizona and had like kind of a breakthrough experience. My wife was with me. I went to a conference and just really got deep. Got really into the whole purpose of this conference was for me was to really laser in on this mission. I've been having cold feet about launching Project UF. I launched it back in November, then got COVID, and then basically just put it on the back burner and went full tilt on building out our second gym. Working with my partner, Eric Damon, and he's been grinding hard. I've been grinding hard. We've been crushing it in there. But I almost used that as a sedation and as an avoidance of doing the work with Project UF, because between managing all the leads between both locations, the build out, the contracts, just everything, it was so much on my plate that I just didn't really have enough time to invest in the programming, the nutrition, the build out of the portal and the app for Project UF. And so I've been avoiding it all through Christmas, all through the spring. And I haven't launched. I haven't put out marketing. I haven't put out the offer. And so it didn't sit right with me what Project UF truly was. Was I helping men with their fitness, or was I helping them with something greater? And it's like, I kept dancing around it. And this week, again, getting back to these highs and lows, this week, I've really had a clear, a dream, really. I had a dream, man. I had a dream. God came to me in a dream and really gave me clarity and kind of a deep sense of peace and like direction, a call out, if you will. And for me not to take action on that would be crazy, right? So I wrote it all down. I shared it with my wife, and then boom, an hour later, 2 hours later, I got hit with one of my best friends' little brothers had committed suicide. Fuck. Like, talk about going from the highest high to the lowest low. I mean, kid that's like family to me, the family is like family to me, and it just fucking rocked me. Like, it just hit me. Now, the week before, a good friend of mine from the gym had a childhood friend commit suicide, and that fucking rocked me because I had just been around this kid, and I felt his demons, and we shared this common experience. I haven't drank in 435 days. This kid was in AA. We talked about alcohol. We talked about the struggles, the demons, and like we connected on a level where when you're batshit crazy and you find somebody else that's batshit crazy, you have a bond, right? So I kind of had this bond, and I'm like, just that connection, and that guy is fucking gone. Like, it's fucking crazy. So then to have it hit even closer to home with a personal family friend, it took me down to the deep, kind of to the darkness, right? And so going from this experience with God where I felt like so much clarity, purpose, power, excitement for life, to then to those depths. And it's like, what is our natural reaction when we get that darkness? And is to withdraw, sedate, and to basically isolate ourselves, right? And so by me not kind of publishing, not doing marketing, it's like I just didn't even want to put this happy face out there, because it's like, it's bullshit, right? I don't want to have this facade. And so for me to be able to publish no matter what, I feel like that's real, and that's kind of what's going on. And it's not some pity party. It's just like, look, at any given time, life's going to give you these high highs and these low lows. I always used to think when I made it, when I got to this high spot, there wasn't going to be a low. To be able to have a high and a low literally in the same day, like that range of emotions, it's fucking emotionally taxing, yes, but like that, to me, you're living the full spectrum of life. To be able to be there for a friend and be in pain and just sit and feel his pain on the same day that I'm able to sit with God and just like have this divine experience, like that requires a range and management of your emotions that I feel like men are lacking. And that's why I'm talking to men. Let's say when I work with my female clients, yeah, they might resonate with these messages, and they might be the ones that comment on the posts and shit because they're not scared. They're not fucking afraid to talk about feelings and shit. And yes, girls sedate too. I'm not trying to act like they're perfect and guys are stunted. But most dudes that I know were masters at fucking sedation. What do I mean by sedation? When we feel a certain way, instead of embracing the feelings, instead of making those feelings, being a master of those feelings, we let the feeling be our master. We're a slave to the feeling. And because we can't control it, we avoid it. And usually one of three ways: you're gonna either drink, smoke, whatever, any kind of drug to numb it. You're gonna avoid it by working your ass off and hiding under the busy work. Guilty of that one. Or what else? You're gonna go to some other vice, right? You're gonna go to some other vice. You're gonna go to sex. You're gonna go to working out. You're gonna go to something else that's gonna basically be able to pour your energy into it so that you don't have to face it and deal with it. So when I talk about being able to kind of embrace your high highs and your low lows, you got to be able to sit with them and be able to process through it and be able to know who you are at your core, your true self. You got to know what game you're playing and what you're truly going after, so that you don't make decisions when you're really high or really low that's going to take you off your course. And really, that's what Project UF is all about, right? It's about your heart, your mind, and your body. Okay, so am I helping men get shredded up? Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my area of expertise, right? I'm going to help you take the guesswork and the information overload out of what to eat and how to train if you want to look like a savage. That's it. It's really that simple. But the piece of it that makes it more valuable, that I'm finally comfortable after 10 years of evolution in the gym game and the coaching game and the working with people game is I'm not just stopping there. I've had great success in helping people transform their body, but it's not fulfilling because it's not enough. It's not the purpose of life to look good naked, right? You could look damn good naked and be miserable. So what's the next piece? You've got to control your mind. You've got to control your mind. If you're a slave to your mind, you're never going to be able to achieve true success, fulfillment, purpose. So there's a mindset piece, but there's even more than that. The mindset piece is still tactical, okay? And I have the tools. And I'm not going to get into it on this video, but that is a piece of it. The third piece of it is your heart. Your heart is basically nothing that you can control. That's something that you got to give up and surrender that to your higher power, right? You got to give that part up to God. And that's the part that gets a little bit weird. I'm not here to be on a soapbox. I can tell you what works for me. That's about it from my experience. But all I know from that perspective is until you stop being a slave to your emotions, your mind, your ego, then you're not even playing the same game, okay? You're not even playing the same game. So Project UF is for men that are trying to play the game I'm trying to play, and that's it. It's not for everybody. The road is narrow and windy. There's many people that will go on the wide, easy road and stay sedated. And I'm not judging you for that. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's a certain number of you, a small number, that wants more. They want to follow the windy road. They want the higher purpose and fulfillment. They want the connection with God. They have this peace in their heart that's not fully satisfied and fulfilled to just get money, to just be fit. It has to connect back. We all have a purpose, in my opinion. We all have a purpose. Consider the fact that if you're not seeking out why you're here and what impact you can make with your unique perspective, then you're leaving something on the table. So Project UF is for men that are not trying to leave something on the table. They're trying to go all in. And over these next 21 days, that's what it's going to be about. That's really what it's going to be about. Sharing that journey, highs, lows. This is where it is. Every day is different. But at the end of the day, making that connection with God and then being disciplined and doing the required work to discipline your mind and discipline your body so that they are your slave and you're not a slave to them. You're not a slave to your emotions, right? That's all I got for right now. It's already getting kind of long, but it's just a little bit of insight. Consider that possibility. Mental health is so freaking overlooked, man. It makes me sick. And this COVID shit, I mean, see, I got a freaking mask on right now. Like, I'm not going to make this political, but was really against all this quarantining and masking and all that stuff because we're not taking into account the mental health implications that come from isolation. And to do that and act like there's no downside to putting everybody in this bubble and protecting from a germ that you can see, which is real. Again, I'm not trying to make this political, but to act like that there's no other side of the coin is just ignorance. And so I know that this is at a heightened state right now. Our mental health is under attack. And I feel like taking it by the horns, by disciplining your body, disciplining your mind, surrendering your heart. I don't even like that term, but you got to surrender your heart to play this game. You got to be open and you got to get all in. If you're not going all in, you're playing a different game, and this message ain't even going to resonate with you, and that's fine. Move along. But this is our game. If you want to go all in, give me a thumbs up in the comments, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.